Hey hunters, here's our next project for our Harry Potter theme. These are actually props that both my boys want because they both decided they want to be Harry Potter for Halloween, so it'll be pretty cute. They both want, of course, broomsticks. So this is how I think I'm going to make their broomsticks. First of all, one of them wants the Nimbus 2000, which is in the first film, and the other one wants the Nimbus 2001, which is the black one that Malfoy has in the second film. Oh, excuse me. Nope, he doesn't want the Nimbus 2000. He wants the Firebolt, which is in the third film. So I have two different kinds of brooms that I need to make. So I bought this broom handle, replacement broom handle, for like $5 at Home Depot. I've glued together 5 pieces of foam here, and I'm laying these down, and I'm going to cut it in half, and this is how I'm going to make the broom part, the base. So I'm going to drill a hole in the middle, and I'm going to shape it to be that kind of cylinder shape, and then I'm going to cover it in clay. But first I got to cut this down, and I'll have 2 pieces for the ends of their both of their 2 broomsticks. I have pictures. I don't have it with me at the time, but I will show you what the broomsticks look like, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, I'm going to cut this stuff down, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so you can see the second part of the broomstick making. So I had the pieces of foam, which I cut down, and this one actually has a layer of clay already on it. And so the next thing I did was I burned a hole with the foam cutter all the way through the foam so I can stick the broomstick in it. And so now I just have to wait for this clay to dry. And when I punched it through, there's actually a little bit of a gap, but that's no big deal because I can fill that in with the clay. So I'm going to make another batch of clay and then cover that over, and then I have to just make this a smooth transition, extend this out just a little bit. And then the decorative part for the Firebolt, I'm going to actually build up clay on it and make it arc up a little bit based on the pictures that I have. And so then you can see the other broomstick over here. So this is the Nimbus 2001 that Draken wants. And so here's the completed transition between the two. It's still drying a little bit, but it's almost there. And this broom had a more solid of a base, so it's a little bit bigger, and of course the bottom is sealed up, so that broomstick isn't going anywhere. And then once it's dried, then I can go ahead and start attaching the broomstick you know, the wood parts of the broom over it. I'm just going to hot glue that over. I got an old broom of mine that I'm just going to hack up and use it. And then for the end, every one of these brooms is a little different. This one, it's still drying, and I have to fix the other side. But this broom has like a rounded shape to it, so I went ahead and did that with clay. It's drying in the sun, and then I have to fix the other side, and then I can go ahead and make that smooth as well. And then the whole thing gets spray painted black, and a couple of the writing has to be put on it, and that's pretty much the prop. The other one is a little bit more intricate. It has got some lettering and stuff on the handle, but they'll be pretty solid for the boys to use as props for their Harry Potter costumes. So really excited about them, so I'll show you the next stage in a little bit. So here's the Nimbus 2001. This prop is going to be my youngest son's broom, and I'll be the first one to admit when things don't go the right way, or the way you think they're going to go. I tried to get a straw texture on this using real straw. So the boys and I took apart a broom, an old broom we had, and tried to hot glue the straw bits on this clayed end of the broom. The first problem was that the straw wasn't the length of it, so it was too short. So then I tried to layer the two, and it just wasn't working. The bristles were too stiff, and I was using a lot of hot glue. The second thing I did was I tried soaking the bristles to make them nice and, you know, soft and flexible, which worked, but then when I tried to glue the whole thing and then put the straw on and wrap it in cellophane so it would dry on it. It just fell apart. It wasn't strong enough. So that all failed. Unfortunately, you can see some of the straw here that kind of was left behind by the glue, the hot glue. So I abandoned that, and then I thought, what if I have a bunch of wires or cables, you know, black cable. That is the right texture as far as like the bumps that I was going for, but then again with a lot of hot glue and a lot of time. And unfortunately time is scarce right now because we're getting closer to Halloween and I need to move on with other props. So I went back to good old faux and I did hot glue. So here's my hot glue gun. And you can see I've got 2/3 of the way done, and I don't know if you see it in the light, but you can see the same kind of texture that I was doing. It's not as pronounced, not as thick, but it's still the same type of look and texture that I was trying to get with the straw. So I'm going to hot glue the whole thing, and then I'm hoping that it'll be thick enough, especially with the accents of the metal that I'm going to put on here, or faux metal that I'm going to create with a band. It'll look like a broom. I'm not going to bring it to a point because he's going to be standing it up and standing next to it and using it as a real prop to hold, but I think it'll be convincing enough. So anyway, here's the progress on this broom, and I'm going to use the same technique with the Firebolt that I'm doing for Ronin, and then once it's spray painted, this one is going to be spray painted black. Here's the end. I just have to sand this down and make this really, really smooth. No one will know the difference, and it'll look convincing from a distance. So anyway, here's the progress on the broom. Sometimes things just don't go as planned, and that's okay. Mistakes are made, and then we try to figure out better ways to do it, and hopefully faster ways. Alright, progress soon. Okay, here's an update on the brooms. So this is the Nimbus 2001, and as you can see, my hot gluing turned out pretty good. This bottom part has been spray painted black, and it worked really well over the hot glue strips that I put down to make it look like straw. That was really good. I'm glad that worked out. This part here, I don't know if I vlogged it, but I went ahead and used clay and I made the ring. It's not painted yet to look like a silver metal, but here's the ring on it. Here's the rest of the broom part, and then I just spray painted the rest, and as well as the top. So all is left is I need to put the name, I think it's up here, of the broomstick, and it's missing a critical part is the metal little like foot stand type thing. It's like a piece of metal that comes out here, and then it just kind of, it has like little stands that they rest their feet on. So I'll make that part next, drill a hole in the middle of this clay, and then be able to slide that in. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that part, and of course paint this silver so it looks like a ring. So there's the Nimbus 2001. Over here is the Firebolt, and that one is taking a little bit longer. It's drying right now. I put the sealer on it, my asphalt sealer, and I have to flip it over and then seal the other half, and then I can go ahead and start painting that one too. This one, this design has 2 rings, and this is the ring that the little kickstand goes into as well. Oh, and this one doesn't have the glue lines yet, so I have to put that on there and then paint that one. But it's coming along good. This one was an interesting broom. It has like a branch kind of knotted wood design on one side, and the broomstick actually bends, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want any weak spot in the broom, but I think I got away with the look of it. And then the other side has those really pretty like little like designs, hieroglyphs type of thing. So I got to zoom in on that on the photograph, and then I can paint those as well. So that's the broom so far, and then I have one last broom that I'm gonna do that is actually over here, and this one's not gonna be a real prop like the other brooms that the boys are gonna be using to literally ride around. This is gonna be the Nimbus 2000, and it's gonna be made entirely of foam. And it's going to be a little shorter because I'm going to try to fit it into the Quidditch shop in Diagon Alley. So I have drawn it and I've glued these pieces together for the back part. And I'm going to cut it all out and then sand it and then paint it. And that's it. It's going to be just a look-at prop. It's not going to be a holding prop. So it's a little shorter too. It's about 4.5 feet, as you know, these other brooms here, you know, almost as tall as I am. They're about 5 feet tall, which is, look, it's normal as far as the characters or the actors go in the movies. So anyway, there's an update on the broom. I'll show you some more very soon.